Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Kingdom Come Deliverance. I'm glad to see that this guy here is still making his way to the blacksmith. At least I think he is. Actually, it looks like he's going in the wrong direction. Okay, he's going to go this way. So in case you don't remember, what we're doing here is we're trying to get this guy to go to the blacksmith so that the blacksmith can pull his tooth. And then once we get his tooth, we're going to bring it to this charlatan. Henry just keeps stooping to lower and lower levels. This is pretty crappy. And this poor guy to pull his tooth so that we could sell it to somebody. It's pretty despicable, really, but, well, there's no turning back now. There's no turning back now. It's a slippery slope. So, and plus, like I keep saying, the reason I do a lot of these things is just simply for the experience of doing it in the game. I mean, if I had said no to that charlatan guy, well, then I wouldn't be able to do this fun quest where I get to follow this really, really slow guy to the blacksmith, and we wouldn't want to miss out on that now, would we? So, it's all my fault. It's not Henry's fault. There's Fritz and Matthew still hanging out there. We're supposed to find jobs for them. We're supposed to talk to Teresa about them, so we'll do that as we travel. But right now we're waiting on old Pokey Pokester here. Pokey Procopius. That's what my name is for him. Pokey Procopius. I'm sure I'll remember that. Nettle there. Somebody's house here. Not only is Henry going down the slippery slope. Oh.
Isn't it a waste of time? Maybe it'll go away on its own.
Yeah, not only is Henry going down the slippery slope of thievery, he's also quite a bit of a peeping Tom, apparently. We needed to talk some sense into this guy.
Are you mad? It won't go away, it'll just get worse. The sooner we get it out, the better.
Yes, you're right.
And I don't know, maybe this is the best thing, you know? Maybe his tooth is bad. Maybe he needs to, you know, get it out, or he's just going to cause him pain. You know, maybe this is a good thing. Yeah, this is it. Henry's doing a good thing here. Oh man, I wanted to walk on this for fun, but I guess I can't. No fun allowed. I wonder how much this part of the world still looks like this. I wonder. There's a YouTube channel that somebody directed me towards a while back in the comments, and I wish I remembered the guy's name. Some German guy. He went to current day Ratai, I think.
It's embarrassing.
It was fascinating.
I'm a coward, and I won't be able to handle it.
Dude, you were really getting on my nerves.
We're almost there. Just be a man about it.
You're right. Let's go.
He's very easy to convince.
All right, let's do it. Hold him tight.
Oh no.
Let's do it. Look.
Jesus
it's
Christ,
out.
The agony.
Hey, want to keep it as a memento?
I love it.
Oh, all right.
I'll have it. You got Procopius's tooth. Oh, geez, he's already down there. Okay, we got his tooth. Let's see if he has anything to say. It would be awesome if when we talked to him, he was missing a tooth. That would be awesome. What's up, dude? How you doing? Hey, what's up?
God be with you.
Okay. We already went to the blacksmith, though.
Let's go to the blacksmith. Maybe we'll make it there this time.
Fine, let's go.
We've already been there. Oh, great. Now he's going to go back to the blacksmith again. Oh, no, he's not. He's going on his way anyway. I can't tell if his tooth is missing or not. I mean, it might be.
Let's go to the blacksmith. Maybe we'll make it there this time.
Fine, let's go.
No, I don't think his tooth is missing. That's weird that I could still say that to him, though. Well, anyway, we got ourselves a tooth. One of the things the charlatan wanted me to get was a tooth from the remains of St. Procopius, which he wanted to sell. In fact, it was one farmhand named after the saint who supplied the tooth, and getting it was an adventure in itself. I got Procopius's tooth. Not a pretty thing to be carrying around, so I'd best take it to the charlatan quick. And then it just says, bring something. Okay. So inventory, quest items. Procopius's tooth. That looks gross. Procopius's molar. Oh, it was a molar. Well, no wonder we couldn't see it. It wasn't one of his front teeth. It was one of his back teeth. Yikes. Our charisma's down to 8. Why is that? Our clothes are dirty. That's why. We're wearing dirty clothes. Gosh, Henry. What are you wearing all these dirty clothes for? Let's call Magic Horse. Oh, I love it. Call Magic Horse here. We'll bring this up. I mean, I guess we could go ahead and bring it to the charlatan now, right? We don't have to do these other things first, or do we? Do we need to? I guess we might as well just go ahead and continue on this here and then bring them all to him at the same time, maybe? I don't know. There's a branch and a cat's paw that we're supposed to get, and if we look at those on the map, well, the branch is going to be up here and the cat's paw is going to be down here. So let's turn around and go back to the branch since we're kind of on this side of the river now. We'll go over here to this church. I guess this is the way to get here. I'm not sure. Try not to run over anybody on our way over here. Look at the map. Oh man, even more question marks here. This place is huge. Huge, I tell you. There's an activity giver here. Ah, there's another one here. A lot of stuff to do in Sasau. All right, well, let's go uncover these question marks. So one of the question marks, well, I think, whoops, are the one right here to my left, I think? Yeah, okay. We've discovered a blacksmith. All right, that's one thing uncovered. And then if, I think I have to go down this path and go that way to get to that. Let's see. Let's try to uncover this question mark here. Oh, a mill. Looks like. Coming through. Well. No, what I'm looking for is actually back this way. Oh, wait a minute. Did you see that? Am I hungry? No, we're not hungry. We don't need any food. So whatever I'm looking for is around here. A miller. Okay, we found the miller. All right. And now, I guess we could go this path here. Monastery. So this is a monastery. I called it a church. Don't know if there's that much of a difference, really. So this question mark is maybe inside, maybe? Not sure. Oh, okay. We discovered the Monastery Courtyard. Let's see. Sasau Monastery is situated on a cliff above one of the many meanders of Sasau River, which isolates it on various sides. Its origins date back to the first half of the 11th century, when it was founded by Duke Oldrich. Old and rich. He was old and rich, so they just called him Duke Oldrich, at the instigation of the monk Procopius. Saint Procopius, canonized in 1204, became renowned particularly for wanting to preserve the old church Slavonic religious rites in the monastery rather than adopting the Latin liturgy. According to the oldest document mentioning the construction and development of Sasau Monastery, Vita Major, the 11th century legend of Saint Procopius, the saint initially lived in a cave before building a church consecrated to the Virgin Mary and Saint John the Baptist. The monastery of the Slavonic Brothers imitated the design of the Abbey of St. Gall in Switzerland. The main building in the complex was the church with an adjoining wooded cloister. The original dwelling of the abbot was located on the western side of the courtyard below the presbytery. The Monastery Garden is situated in the northern part of the grounds. Here, remnants of the first Sasau stone church, consecrated in 1070 to the Holy Cross, have been unearthed. Wow. After the expulsion of the old church Slavonic monks from Sasau, the monastery was taken over by Latinist monks from Brevnov. Abbot Detart continued with the rebuilding works, completing a simple single-nave church in his lifetime. From the mid-12th century onwards, work resumed on the original plans, and the abbey church was reconstructed into a massive ornamented three-nave basilica. The oldest simple wooden edifices from the beginnings of the monastery included the cloister, monks' quarters, the prelature, abbot's quarters, and the infirmary, hospital for monks. The cloister around the Elysian courtyard consisted of a quadrangle hallway with window openings, the monks' dormitory, the chapter house, the study, the refectory, dining hall, and kitchen. Well, now you know. All right, so there's the courtyard. Oh, we've discovered an alchemy bench, apparently. Oh, wow, I can zoom right in here. Neat. Cool. Okay, so there's another question mark here, 2 more question marks here with 2 more quest givers. That's where we're going to get the branch. Wow, look at this place. This is really neat. Sasau. Freaking awesome. Look at these. Look at this. Look at this artwork. It's really neat. Check it out. I guess all the maps are like this. I just haven't really stopped to look at them. Great stuff. Oh, wow. This is a really cool game. Okay, I'm going to go down here, maybe, and go through here, maybe? Maybe? Just gallop my horse in here. We've discovered an herbalist. And, people walking about. Pretty cool, man. Okay, so up here on the left, there's going to be 2 more quest givers. Look out, chickens.
I was talking to some merchant from Prague about it, and he said it's like that all over.
Why is that then?
Well, the roads ain't safe, so they have to hire armed escorts. And them fellows...
Oh, we heard this conversation
On
before.
account of brigands like.
But I need more
Aye,
for
they're
them.
all over. We can supply you with a few more blacksmiths,
Just for a
but
while,
not
he
many.
says.
Look
Help
at
your
them.
neighbours,
Look
he
at the
says.
state they're
It's
in.
been weeks.
I know the wounded need caring for. Those days are gone.
One of them dragged himself in here with broken ribs, and now he's going to die from pneumonia and starvation.
Look, we're doing the best we can, and this kind of attitude isn't helping. I bid you good day.
I bid you good day. You learned custodian. This was a role, sometimes annual, appointed by the abbot of the monastery or the sovereign, similar to the office of bailiff or mayor. The custodian's duties included overseeing property or premises in which the monarch or abbot were not continuously resident, but his permanent housing was at his own expense. So, are you the quest giver? You are not. See you later, sir. Goodbye. You, however... Oh, Johanka.
Holy men. They're holy enough when it suits them, but ask them to give up something of their own, and it's another story.
We've
They're
heard...
happy to fill their bellies while people starve outside their walls. They can all go to the devil.
We've heard other people mention her name, but I don't remember who or when or where. But she is obviously a quest giver, so let's speak with... probably Johanka is probably how you pronounce it.
Johanka?
Henry?
Oh, we know her?
Glad to see you.
Me too. I heard that you're doing well.
Well, that depends.
You're alive. So
She's
you're
filthy.
doing well.
What's going on here?
What's happening here? Oh my god. Philip and... they're all...
Yes. Where do you think the wounded ended up?
Actually, I had no idea.
Well, now you know. Me and Nicodemus have been trying to keep things under control since Skalitz was raised. Just the 2 of us.
How can I help?
So can I help at all?
Certainly. We can always use an extra pair of hands here. And it's been like that since the beginning.
I was in a bad way myself back then. They took me to Rat Eye unconscious, and I needed a healer. How is everyone holding up? What can I do?
Holding up? People here are dying, usually needlessly, and I can't do anything about it. We don't have enough food or space or anyone who's willing to help us.
Oh. Nobody helps you here?
Doesn't anyone help you with nursing these people? You've got scholars all around you.
Scholars, maybe, but they leave the healing up to God. Nicodemus is trying, but everything he knows is from his books.
I could take a look for myself?
Can I have a look at them myself? I know a little about healing.
Do you now?
Do we?
And what would you do if you burnt yourself at the forge?
That actually happened to me once. Fritz pissed on the burn and it was right as rain the next day.
I see. Well, better talk to Brother Nicodemus before trying that treatment here.
Fair enough.
Doesn't the monastery care for them?
They give us some food for them and a place to sleep, but I wouldn't say they help exactly. More like they just tolerate us.
Do you have enough food?
Enough to survive, maybe, but convalescents need feeding up.
Maybe if I brought some meat, some game, that would strengthen them up.
That would be a great help.
Okay. We could bring some game meat. We don't care. We don't care about illegal hunting, poaching. We don't care.
Anything else you need?
Look around.
Well, it is a little crowded.
Crowded. I've had to leave some of the sick lying in the open air, even at night. And have you seen what they're lying on?
I'll try to negotiate better conditions with the monastery.
I tried that. Out loud. They just nod their heads, but don't move a muscle.
Okay. Well, very well then.
Very well.
How are you doing, by the way?
And how are you doing? You're the only woman here, alone in the monastery.
Some of the monks speak to me, but other people act like I don't exist. Too bad the custodian isn't one of those.
Is the custodian causing you problems?
All the time. Apparently he has a wife somewhere, but that doesn't stop him. He's constantly strutting around in front of me.
And, what else?
What do you mean, what else? He's invited me to his home.
I could do something about it, if you liked.
No, I can deal with him. The last thing I need is you going around threatening people. It won't help me, and it definitely won't help the refugees.
Fair enough.
Why is there a guard outside?
He's here because of me.
Because of you?
Yes. There was one time I just had enough of it all, of the way they treat us, and I almost slapped one of... But that doesn't matter.
What can you tell me about the custodian?
He's supposed to be in charge of all the guards and the security of the monastery. But really, he has a say in pretty much everything, including supplies. And that's why he probably thinks he can do whatever he wants.
All right. I guess that's all we need to know.
All right, that's all I need to know.
Look, Henry, I know I can speak harshly, but I'm at the end of my tether. Last week, Bohuslav died. Maybe you knew him. And nobody even blinked an eye. We desperately need help.
I'll do whatever's in my power.
All right. It's time for Henry to do some good deeds. Let's see if there's anything else to say here.
Tell me more about the situation here.
Okay, nothing new.
All right, that's all I need to know.
Okay, well that was a lot of stuff. Ooh, we learned charity. The term charity was understood as good works to one's brethren. Christian iconography depicts charity as a pelican feeding its young with its own flesh. I can't say I've ever seen that before. Society, inspired by the teaching of the church and Old Testament stories, showed compassion by giving alms, free medical aid, food and wine to the poor or travelers, sometimes even to the exiled. It was deemed that such acts of mercy secured salvation and a place in heaven, and were more about formally securing indulgences rather than being spontaneous acts of mercy. The church often founded hospitals, hostels, and hospices, as well as granting pardons to prisoners. Paupers were allowed to beg outside churches and to visit the baths at the town's expense at least twice a year. You get your 2 baths a year. Yeah. So, that was a lot of new quests that came in, or at least it seemed like it anyway. So let's see what these are. In God's Hands. Let's see. I met Johanka at the monastery, and it looks like she's having trouble. Johanka asked me to help the wounded from Skalitz. I should have a look in the infirmary to see how they're doing. The sick in the monastery need some nutritious food. I'll try to find some game meat. And they have unsatisfactory conditions in the infirmary. Maybe Infirmarius Nicodemus knows more. Ooh, Infirmarius. Yeah, so let us start doing some good deeds. This can wait. So we're going to take a look around the infirmary and see if we can't help with the healing. It's interesting, there were what appeared to be 2 quest givers here, but unless he's the other one. Brother Elias. What's up, dude? Who are you? You just walk up to somebody and say, who are you?
And who are you?
Brother Elias.
Okay, what do you do here?
What do you do here?
What I can. I'm just trying to help the Skalitz locals as much as I can.
Okay. How long you been doing that?
How long have you been helping here?
Since before the refugees arrived. It was much less crowded back then.
Okay, he's not very talkative, is he?
And what do you do here exactly?
Mainly, I help Brother Nicodemus. Occasionally, I keep watch at night in case someone takes a turn for the worse. Sometimes I have to hold a patient down, or fetch and carry things.
Do you know anything about healing?
A little. I can manage the basics, but without Brother Nicodemus, I'd never be able to deal with the more difficult cases.
Okay, well, it was nice talking to you. Very enlightening.
Thank you.
May the Lord watch over you.
All right, so, oh, pardon me. Here is Overseer's hand. Here is Overseer. Okay, we can't talk to either one of those guys.
Cut them down and burn them before the others catch whatever it is.
That'd be a shame. Find trees like that?
Aye, but better to save a few if I can, than risk them all dying.
True enough. That'd be much worse.
I have a feeling that these might be the guys that we're supposed to talk to for this other quest that we've got. Hey, don't walk through my horse like that. That's rude. And we've got a guard here. And in here, we've discovered the Monastery Infirmary. Ooh, diseases. In addition to the most common medieval disease, the plague, known also as the Black Death, other prevalent diseases were whooping cough, cholera, influenza, malaria, tuberculosis, typhus, leprosy, anthrax, and diphtheria. Great risks stemmed from commonplace mold and from giving birth. People commonly suffered from parasites, bladder problems, kidney stones, and hernias. Fractures were also commonplace. Cataracts could be removed by a surgeon or an executioner. Diseases spread due to poor hygiene, natural disasters, crop failures, famine, cold, humidity, wars, and animal-borne contagion. What a time to be alive. So I guess... Oh, look, a book we could read. Breviarium de Cygnus Causi, How to Recognize Ailments by Means of Humors and Fluids. It is known that the body of a man is composed of 4 humors: blood, yellow bile, black bile, and phlegm. If these are in balance, the person is hale and healthy. But if there is an excess of one, it swamps the body, disturbs its equilibrium, and leads to ailments or even death. Yeah, everybody knows that. The excess of mucus may also lead to diphtheria, for example. The body endeavors to get rid of it by coughing, sometimes spasmodically. It leaves sores in the throat and mouth that trouble the sick and complicate the intake of fluids. The whole agony is further exacerbated by fever, often accompanied by malaise. After a few days, a rash or spots appear. People often become infected by association with a sufferer, but not everyone so succumbs to the infection. Diphtheria does not infect animals, nor do they suffer from it. Plague caused by black bile fluctuations often exhibits many signs. These include fever accompanied by malaise, often alternated with a spastic cough, perhaps even diarrhea, when the body endeavors to rid itself of excess black bile, and great thirst. After a few days, sores erupt on the body. Oh my. On the neck, under the jaw, in the armpits, and groin. Later, black spots are seen on the fingers, nose, mouth, and other protrusions of the human body where accumulated gall settles. I'm going to guess is what that says. Henry doesn't know some of these words, that's why they're spelled wrong in here. It spreads among people, but some people are not afflicted. Small animals do not suffer from the plague, but bigger ones may be infected. How long is this book? Okay. A profusion of yellow bile can lead to dysentery, which is manifested by various signs, primarily by violent diarrhea. Vomiting is present only rarely. The sick also suffer from terrible thirst, abdominal cramps, and fever. It is transmitted from person to person, but animals do not suffer from it. But there are also other ways in which the inner humors are disturbed and the blood weakened. One such is by poisoning, which is manifested by fever and delirium, stomach ache, bringing convulsions, diarrhea, and great thirst. If a person is poisoned by gas, for example, in mines, near swamps or similar places, there often appears on him a rash around the nose and mouth. However, this rash does not occur if the poison is ingested through food consumed. Poisoning is not transmitted between humans or animals, but if they all drink, for example, from the same source of water, then people are inflicted as well as animals, the latter often sooner. An interesting case of imbalance of internal fluids is the Saint Vitsu dance, which is manifested by the inflicted dancing wildly, contorting and twisting. They may also sing, scream, or lament. They move as if in a trance and wander deliriously. They may dance for days, weeks, or even months, generally until they become exhausted or die. Some may strip off their clothes and devote themselves to sins of the flesh. In one case, dancers were helped by falling from a bridge into the river below. Those who did not drown or die from the fall came to themselves and ceased to dance. It has been reported that this dance plague is highly contagious, although it only affects humans and not animals. St. Vitus, I said St. Vitzer back here because it was spelled that way. I guess it's St. Vitus. St. Vitus dancers who tried to draw animals into their capers ended up kicked and bitten. All right. I've never heard of that before. That sounds hilarious and horrifying all at the same time. Well, we read that book. There's something on the wall there that I can't seem to read, though. Okay, let's see. We could sit there if we wanted to. There's another book here. This one is Remedies for Fleas and Warts. Oh, it's not that long. Let's read it. Scabies and growths of the skin of all manner, the same as insects and all low, crawling creatures, have been the bane of mankind since time immemorial. For he who wishes to protect his body, he must sleep less amongst cattle. At least once a fortnight wash himself in water, or visit a bath and expose his clothes to the sun. For water and sun drive away all ailments of the skin, whilst sickness does flourish where there is the filth and stench of the human body. Keep distance from vagrants and beggars, for it is they who are the greatest bearers of illness, and they can easily infect you. Fleas. Take a new pot and grease it well with goat's lard, and it shall draw all fleas into it, or they shall congregate around it. You may also pour a decoction of wormwood in your hearth room. It is also said that fleas shall die when in your hearth room you boil wolf's dung or wormwood with rue. But there is nothing surer than oft sweeping the floors of debris with a broom, and every morn hanging and drying your bedding in the sun. It is likewise advisable to take a warm bath, But if the bath is not warm, then cold will suffice as well, and to have your clothes laundered and dried in the sun. If you follow these instructions, you are sure to rid yourself of fleas. Warts. Take young dandelions and apply a thick layer of their milk to warts, and they shall die. Or take groundsel, Latin senecio, who knows, and churn it and mix it with liquid vinegar and apply it to warts. Or rub them oft with but salt and warm vinegar. Or take gray-spotted amanita mushroom and rub it on a wart. In all of those manners you can rid yourself of warts. You should not cut them off with a knife, or should you burn them with a hot iron, for then they shall quickly return, and often in greater abundance. Remember that, everybody. Oh, I could rob these people. This we could just simply pick up. Rob. And apparently we can sleep on the ground. Here's an alchemy bench. Here's Brother Nicodemus. What's up, brother? He just
You're
spit.
the one who's in charge of the wounded.
Yes, I'm the Infirmarius here. Time was I only had a few elderly monks who couldn't walk to take care of. Now I have this mess to deal with.
Monks so old they can't hold themselves up with their own legs.
If that were the only bodily function they could control. But I shouldn't talk like that. It's a blessing to live to such an age.
So how are things with the wounded from Skalitz?
How are the wounded from Skalitz?
Some of them are well taken care of. But others are dying here needlessly. It's a good thing we have Johanka here. I'd never be able to manage on my own.
You don't normally treat the wounded?
So you don't normally treat the wounded then?
Well, there were accidents, of course. A broken leg, someone who'd been kicked by a cow or bitten by a goat. But this, I've never dealt with the carnage of battle before.
If only it had been a battle. This was cold-blooded slaughter.
You were there? God be merciful to you and the dead and the wounded.
Yeah. How can we help, man?
How can I help you?
Have you talked to Johanka?
I did.
Well, if you know something about it, then go and take a look. However, you don't look like you've studied the Hippocratic arts.
That's true. I'm the son of a blacksmith. But I have been around the wounded before. What do I do if I'm not sure of the treatment?
Come and speak to me. We'll see what we can do.
Okay.
What do you think about the custodian?
Baron von Berg? Well, he does his job well. He keeps us safe here. And the last time I saw him was when I was rubbing ointment on his rash.
I heard he's been here a lot lately.
Well, that's true. He comes to visit Johanka. But he's never here long, and he always leaves unsatisfied.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. More to say.
Why are they so badly provided for? People are crammed in next to each other, and some have to sleep outside. That can't be good for them. It gets freezing here at night.
I can't afford anything more for them.
How is that possible? You're the Infirmarius. You decide how all the money gets spent.
But I have no say in how much money I'm given. And because the abbot's away, it's still the same amount I had when I was taking care of a few old men.
Can't you do anything?
Can't you do anything? Won't the others help?
Unfortunately not. The brothers in the cloister aren't much interested in the external world. And the custodian has enough on his plate with the chaos in the region. Besides, his main concern is the smooth running of the monastery.
And the local custodian? His crew has enough provisions.
I tried him, but it seems he had some disagreement with Johanka, and now he won't give us anything.
I'll try to talk to him.
Yeah.
I can't believe your conscience lets you leave the Skalitz locals in such a state.
I know. I'm ashamed. But my brothers believe it's all in God's hands now.
Even so, conditions here seem to me quite unchristian.
You're not the only one.
I'd like to learn something from you?
I'd like to learn something from you.
And what can you do?
A bit of everything.
Can you now? But to be more precise, do you understand herbs and medicinal plants?
Not much.
To be honest, not really.
So what am I supposed to do with you? Well, never mind. At least you'll learn something new. Go to the herb garden, take a good look at what's growing there, and then pull up the weeds in the herbaceous beds. Is that clear?
Sure.
Clear. I can get cracking.
Not so fast. Have
Yeah.
I even told you what I consider a weed? It's dandelions, stinging nettles, and thistles. Those plants have their use, but they've no business growing among the euphrasia and the mentha, or anywhere else in that garden for that matter.
Oh, that sounds fun. Where are they? Let's see. Where is it they're not supposed to grow? How will I recognize them?
Where is it they're not supposed to grow?
Between the mint and the eyebrights. Once you've cleared the garden of weeds, come back. And woe betide you if you pull up anything but weeds.
Don't worry. You've never had as good a gardener.
How do I know which plants are weeds, dude?
How do I know which are the weeds?
You see, this is the part where you learn something. Look in the herbarium to find out what a dandelion, stinging nettle, and thistle look like.
Okay. How do I recognize them?
How can I tell them apart?
You see, this is the part where you learn something. Look in the herbarium to find out what a dandelion, stinging nettle, and thistle look like.
All right. Where's the herbarium?
I see.
Oh, okay. I think there was more that we had to say to him, wasn't there? I did what you wanted. No, I didn't. Training. Alchemy.
Would you teach me more about alchemy?
Certainly.
Slightly advanced. Okay.
I'm interested in more advanced techniques.
Wouldn't you rather learn the basics first?
I would, but that doesn't seem to be an option here.
Well, I'll think it over.
Okay. And let's see what we could trade from him. Trade with him. So he's got a bunch of plants and potions, it looks like, and a recipe for Lethean water that's costs 1,000. We could afford it, but come on. The Alchemist's Dream 2, a skill book on alchemy, can only be read after achieving level 5. I don't know what level we are. Ooh, treasure map 4. Ooh. A map leading to treasure. Let's buy that. Okay. Let's get the price down a little bit.
Let's have a word about the price.
Well, we can try it.
We can try it. He wants 105. I'm going to offer 90.
Are we agreed?
Well now, a little more and we'll shake on it.
He went down to 100. Let's try 95.
Finally,
Okay.
a reasonable sum.
Well, we saved quite a bit of coin there. Here is... Okay, this is where we do alchemy. And, here is the... Let's see here. This tells us how to make Savior Schnapps. This will tell us about herbs. Wormwood. And that's the only one that's in here. So I don't know what this herbarium is that he talks about. I really don't. But, I mean, we kind of know what things look like anyway because, you know, when we look at things on the ground, the game tells us what's what. Oh, my. Oh, gee. Oh, here is a very hard thing to lockpick. Look.
Everything here is fine.
Everything here is fine. He looks fine. Could pickpocket him. Oh, an insomniac?
Christ above! I can't get a wink of sleep.
What are you making such a fuss about?
A fuss? Because of my leg, I have to stay here for at least another week. Hurts like fuck. And with everyone else moaning and groaning all night, I can't get any sleep.
What about going someplace else?
Why don't you go and lie somewhere else?
I can't. Not with this leg.
How can I help, dude? Too bad.
Maybe I can make you something to help you sleep.
Oh, then for God's sake, do it quickly. Farewell.
Find something to help the insomniac fall asleep. Wonder what that might be. Look.
Everything here is fine?
Everything there is fine? That was Brother Elias there.
Philip. From Skalitz.
Find out.
I don't see any wounds, but he's shaking terribly.
Find out what happened to Philip. Well, we don't get to ask him.
I'm not needed here.
Johanka. What happened to Philip?
What happened to Philip?
Poor man. There was nothing wrong with him, and now he's getting worse every day.
But do you know why?
Maybe. He didn't run away from Skalitz, you see. He hid for days among the corpses. If he got poisoned.
But what can we do?
Us? Nothing. Only Father Simon might have been able to save him. He knew a lot about poisons.
And where is he?
You know he left Skalitz years ago.
And does anyone know where he ended up?
If you believe the stories about a wild man in the woods, then Rovnar is the place to go.
These are really clever and creative quests.
Good luck then.
I really like these. So, that one, let's see here. Let's see. The sick in the infirmary had to endure very poor conditions. Brother Nicodemus advised me to talk to the custodian, who apparently fell out with Johanka. I found out that another of the patients, Philip, was poisoned, and I had to act quickly if I was to save him. Oh my. I wonder if that's a timed quest, if there is such a thing. I don't know. Father Simon from Skalitz knows about poisoning and should be able to help Philip, but he left years ago. There's still talk in Ravna of him being seen, though. Maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to find out if there's any truth to the rumors. Let's see. And then we've got one lightly injured man couldn't get to sleep in the infirmary and asked me to get him some remedy. I should try to get supplies from the custodian for the sick. Okay, and I think I read the rest of the things already. So let's keep looking around here. Quarryman Semic. What's up, bro?
What are the...
You're not from Skalitz.
You're not from Skalitz?
No, but please help me. I can't stay here.
What happened, dude?
What happened to you?
I was working on the building when the scaffolding up by the roof collapsed underneath me.
Well, and you're very lucky you survived at all.
Yes, that's what everyone tells me. But it's no use being alive if all I can do is lie here like a wet sack of barley.
Well, you are pretty beat up, dude.
Well, you're pretty battered, but I don't see anything that a few weeks' rest can't fix.
Weeks? My God, I have to get back to work sooner than that.
Okay. Why don't you want to stay here, man?
What's the problem? Why can't you stay until you heal?
I have a family. I'm poor. It's only thanks to the building work that we can survive. And the master told me if I don't come back in a few days, then I shouldn't come back at all. And where can me and my wife go then? Who'll take us in? We'll end up living in the woods, where any bandit or ruffian could set on us.
How can I help you, man?
Is there anything I can do to help? It looks like they took care of your wounds.
When I was little, my father got trampled on by a horse, and an old hag from the village gave him some kind of purple herbs for it. And he got better very quickly.
And do you remember what the herbs were?
I don't. But there's supposed to be the whole cursed knowledge of the world in this place. Something has to be written about it. A herbarium. Anything.
I'll try to find something.
Thank you. Thank you. Farewell.
Okay, well, maybe this thing's going to tell us where the herbarium is now. Or not. I should find out how to help Semic. He mentioned some purple herb. Okay. He wants the purple herb. Hans. What's up, Hans?
What?
You look all right.
You look all right?
Mostly, but my leg still hurts.
Did the Cumans wound you?
That's what I tell the ladies. Truth is, I did myself a mischief while I was running away.
And do they rebandage it for you?
Occasionally. They told me they don't have enough bandages.
Well, that's no use. Those bandages need changing.
I have some bandages here.
I've got bandages, so I can take care of it.
Wonderful.
Whoa.
Could you tell Brother Nicodemus?
10 bandages? Nah, man, I'll do it.
I can do it myself.
I thought you were a blacksmith.
Do you have something against blacksmiths?
Nothing at all. Just maybe it would be better if you went for Nicodemus.
All right, then.
Interesting.
Farewell.
Okay. Wow, that took 10 bandages. I didn't think it was going to take that many. Uh-huh. Okay. Johanka here. Look.
He just needs to sleep.
He just needs to sleep.
I'm not needed here.
We're not needed here. Bandage. There. Start replenishing my supply of bandages. Open. Oh, okay. There's some food in there. All right. Cool.
He's not reacting. But all I can see that's wrong with him is his leg. I have to ask Johanka.
Johanka, where'd you go? Johanka! So this guy, there's a patient in the infirmary with a bandaged leg. Even though the wound doesn't look so bad, he's pale and doesn't react. I have to find out how I can help him. Johanka. What's wrong with the man with the bandaged leg?
What's wrong with that man by the altar? He doesn't look wounded, but he's really pale and doesn't react at all.
He had a broken leg. A bad one. The bone had come right through the skin. We tried to straighten it, but I don't know if we did it right. I'm not holding out much hope for him. I've seen folk in that state before, and it didn't end well.
My God. There has to be something we can do.
And what do you suggest? The monks won't help, and I don't know anyone else who can.
I'll straighten his leg. What about the Ratai executioner?
What about the executioner from Ratai? He usually breaks bones, but he might know something about mending them too.
The executioner? Even if you could persuade him to come, they'll never let him in here.
Well, maybe it would be enough if he advised me and then I tried...
Look, do whatever you want. I have to go and take care of the others.
Okay. Ask the executioner about the man with the broken leg. Semek is complaining about pains.
One of the sick men, Semek, is complaining about pain and the fact he can't work. He says he...
Semek? Is he one of our people?
No, he's a construction worker. He's bruised and confined to...
Henry, for God's sake, our neighbours are dying here. You're friends. There isn't time to waste on some construction worker's bruises. Oh, honestly, what were you thinking?
Listen, all I need to find out is the name of a herb.
Then go and look it up in a book. You've got your own herbarium, haven't you?
Oh, I guess I do, apparently.
God bless.
I have my own herbarium? I do? I guess, is that my codex? I mean, I'm not really sure. I mean, they keep talking about it unless it's, you know, like I said, it's just something that I just kind of have, because when I look at a plant, I know what it is. But the thing is, he said it was purple, and I mean, I don't know how to look at a purple plant. I don't know. I don't know. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I don't know. That's what I'm trying to say. And then there's this guy here.
Everything here is fine.
Okay. I'm gonna grab this bandage. It's not stealing. It's not stealing. It's okay. It's alright. It's not stealing. It's just gonna sit there. If we don't take it, it'll just sit there. More bandages.
What's going on out there?
What?
What? Show yourself!
Oh, apparently. It just says take. It doesn't say stealing, but maybe it is stealing. She's freaking out over here. Let's go talk to Nicodemus and tell him to wrap this guy up. Hey, what's up? Let's see here. I need help with changing bandages.
I need help with rebandaging.
Hands? I know, but there aren't any bandages.
I have bandages, but I don't know how to put them on.
Then I'll be happy to help. Good luck to you.
Okay. All right, we did it. And here he goes. So are we supposed to follow him? Let's see here. Well, it says Brother Nicodemus treated Hans in the end. I didn't feel capable of doing it. And I doubt just going and watching him is going to give us the skills to do it, but let's go over here anyway. That's kind of gross. Okay.
There. It's better already.
All right. You better, Hans?
Huh? Shit. What's going on?
Dude, how you feeling now?
How are you feeling?
Good. It feels clean. Hope it helps.
It will. Tell them to rebandage you daily. You have the bandages here.
Thank you very much, Henry.
Don't mention it.
Good luck to you.
Okay. Well, that was just one good deed we did. There was more we could ask Nicodemus here. We could ask him about a potion to induce heavy sleep.
How about some potion to induce heavy sleep?
Certainly. The old reliable.
Reliable?
Some of the brothers like a good sleep. And sometimes that's the only way to get one. I'll show you how.
Thanks.
Okay, he's going to show us how. Okay. Do you know anything about herbs?
Do you know anything about herbs?
I'm not an expert, but I know a little something. Is it urgent?
Well, one of the workers who was injured during construction would like to get back to work. He mentioned some purple flowers that would...
Herbs.
Oh, purple herbs that should help.
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, but you can have a look in the Herbarium here. There won't be too many purple herbs for bruises and sprains.
Okay, where is this Herbarium everybody keeps talking about?
Farewell.
Okay. So, all kinds of stuff here. Let's see here. We've got, let's see, food, supplies, get a remedy for the guy who can't, or get a remedy for the guy who's lightly injured, and the purple herb. Yeah, lots of stuff here. Lots of stuff going on. Oh, wait a minute. Did you see that? There was a quest called Weeds. Oh, okay, this is just the weeding this guy's patch here. But as far as this herbarium thing, at least this guy said, you know, check on it here. So I guess maybe there's a book somewhere. Somewhere that's going to list these things. So I need to find out where that is. So yeah, lots of stuff for us to do here. And it's kind of nice to think that Henry is doing something good for a change. So we'll continue doing some good things in the next episode, because I'm going to end this one here. Make sure you come back next time to find out what Henry does to try to help these people out. Hope you had fun following me along in this episode. I had a lot of fun playing it. If you had fun, let me know. Leave me a like or a comment. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope to see you next time.